Evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for our presentation on teacher effectiveness in Jamaica, a revised teacher recruitment, selection, and compensation system, a requirement for improved quality education. Presentation. First, we would like to examine the current impact of poor teacher quality in and on Jamaican schools. Also to explore the value of a revised teacher recruitment and selection process in achieving quality education in Jamaica. Finally, it is important also for us to explore the components of teacher recruitment, selection, and remuneration policy, such as the one we're going to present, and discuss its impact, its benefit for the Jamaican education. Have a look at this picture. Isn't it beautiful? I'm sure you're as enamored with it as I am. The vibrant colors, the green grass, the clear pathways. This is the vision for the Jamaican education system, a well-maintained and cohesive education landscape. Progress that we've made so far towards this goal of a maintained and cohesive education landscape. Of course, we've made significant strides in improving the area of access and equity to education. We now have government funded early childhood education institutions and programs for children 0 to 3 and 4 to 6 years old. And these programs and institutions are monitored and regulated by the Early Childhood Commission. We have free primary, secondary, and pre-tertiary education for all. The National Standards Curriculum is in all schools, from the primary level to the early secondary level. We have improved school leadership. Mandatory training for principals is provided by the National College for Educational Leadership. And there is also increased funding support for all schools, in addition to the needs-based requests that are received. So we have made some significant progress. There are still some weeds in the landscape. We have found that ineffective teaching in the Jamaican system has resulted in some negative unintended outcomes. We have low numeracy rates, with only 57% of students showing mastery at grade 4 in the numeracy examination. 42% of students at grade 11 have passed CXC mathematics. We also have low student achievement. 24% of students have passed with a 5 or more subjects with math and English language. Low literacy rates. 65.8% of students have passed English. Also, we have been struggling with ineffective schools. Of the 536 schools inspected by the National Education Inspectorate, only 58 of these schools were rated as good for teaching and learning support. So there are garden. So though we've made many strides to improve educational access and equity, more needs to be done to improve education quality. Student outcomes are far below expectations, and thus urgent and radical approaches are needed if we want to improve human capital and operate a successful economy. What is the solution to our problem? We've found that if we want teachers to be effective, we must attract the best and the brightest students, improve teacher training inputs, improve remuneration, and improve teaching and learning supports that they provide to students. But if we want to remain ineffective, we would simply maintain the status quo, teaching as a secondary career with low prestige, less qualified entrants, and of course, low returns. Solution to this problem. We have developed and recommend the revised teacher recruitment, selection, and remuneration policy. It has 4 tenets: controlled entry, alternative teacher certification, revised remuneration systems, and aggressive marketing and advocacy. Now, the first stage of the rebuilding process requires us to uproot and replant. So, the revised teacher recruitment, selection, and remuneration policy emphasizes centralized control over the selection and admission of students into the teaching profession. So, just as it is in Finland and other developed countries of the OECD, only the top 30% of candidates from pre tertiary level education will be recruited to enter teaching. A part of eliminating the difficulty in deciding who will be admitted entry, the process should involve an entrance examination, and this examination will assess students' cognitive abilities, content knowledge, their social skills, and this process has been proven crucial in deciding who gets into teaching and who does not. It's going to also be important for us to water and to prune. And the second aspect or tenet of our policy, the Alternative Teaching Certification Program for qualified candidates, addresses this issue. This aspect of the policy would advocate for persons who are talented or deemed expert individuals who want to become teachers to include themselves in a fast track teacher training program that will be delivered over summer training or some intensive period that would allow them to be trained and then later placed in an urban or rural setting immediately following their training. Now, research emanating from the United States and other jurisdictions have found that teachers who are trained in such programs produce better student outcomes, especially in mathematics and language, as compared with those who are trained in the traditional model. So after uprooting and replanting, watering and pruning the crop, and this we recommend be done through the revised remuneration system for teaching. Now, it is important that in attracting the best and the brightest and training them exceptionally, that when they come into the system, they are properly remunerated. So, as a team, we recommend that we offer a sign on bonus feature for highly certified teachers who clearly show the aptitude and ability to teach and teach well. And as a result, these persons would be able to gain financial rewards from their hard work, especially in instances where they have been able to attain the student outcomes that are expected. Now, this increase in salary package and conditions for service makes teachers comparable to those in the legal and medical field, thus improving the prestige of teaching. No longer will it be viewed as just an occupation for the lowly, but also for those who are well trained and deserving of good pay. So we recommend aggressive advocacy and marketing campaigns. So the cyclical nature of recruitment continues. And this advocacy and marketing campaign should be ongoing and it should be an opportunity to glamorize teaching by showing the real brand ambassadors for teaching, those select targeted cultural and youth ambassadors who have benefited from the teacher training programs and are serving in schools and can show the benefit of teaching to national development and student achievement. The new growth should be expected with the implementation of this policy, and this policy is strategically designed to do the following. It's geared towards enhancing the average quality of candidates entering the teaching profession. Candidates with a passion to teach would also be selected to teach rather than those who are just viewing teaching as a secondary career. It ensures highly qualified individuals are in our classrooms and also contributing to students' performance positively. Improved teaching in support of students' learning is also a guarantee of this policy, and by extension, improving students' outcomes. And finally, and most importantly, This policy stands to ensure the improved quality of education for all Jamaicans. Sure you have additional questions, things that you would like to find out. Here is the list of persons who worked so hard to put this policy together. Feel free to contact any one of us, Cassandra, Sandra Berry, Lonnie Palmer, Carol, Dana Facey, and Jasmine Kennedy. Also listed here, please take note of them. Feel free to make reference to them to find out more details as to the information contained in this presentation.